I know you've heard the stories of the medical nightmares. A patient goes into the hospital for a knee replacement and his leg is accidentally amputated. A woman admitted for back pains receives the wrong pain medication and ends up dead. Infant twins received enough medication for a 50-year-old and nearly died. Make no mistakes, our healthcare system needs healing. There are too many preventable mistakes being made, errors leading to misdiagnosis that can make us sicker or kill us. An estimated 7.5 million unnecessary medical and surgical procedures are performed annually, writes Dr. Gary Knoll in Death by Medicine. And further research shows that as high as 60% of all surgeries are medically unnecessary, and as many as 45,000 to 98,000 people die in hospitals each year as the result of medical errors. Now, even using the lower estimate, this would make medical errors the 8th leading cause of death in this country, higher than motor vehicle accidents, higher than breast cancer, or AIDS. Now, leading the list of unnecessary surgeries are hysterectomies, C-sections, and coronary bypass operations. Unita Winky, a mother and a business teacher in Virginia. She's also an entrepreneur. She is with us today, and she warns that while potential patients can't prevent all the errors, there is still something we can do to protect ourselves. She says one way to guard against medical errors that could lead to a misdiagnosis is to obtain your own medical records. She came to this conclusion after a tragic medical mistake had altered her own life. And with her is Dr. Baruch, who in 2004 began his tenure as a featured health expert on the ABC syndicated Michael Bazian show with his Your Body is Your Temple, which reaches 30 million plus people on a weekly basis, and today remains a constant force on the show. And also with us is one of the Point's panelists, fashion entrepreneur Mertine Moore. Welcome to The Point.
Find ways to make your home more defensible against wildfire. What have you got to lose? Accept everything.
Unita Winky, you have been involved in this issue of obtaining your medical records, and you have experienced a nightmare with this issue. Can you just explain for our viewers just what happened to you?
Well, what happened to me, I received my medical records in it was 2000. And I had an unnecessary hysterectomy in 1999. I had no idea the hysterectomy was unnecessary until I received my medical records. And if I had known, if I had my records before I had the hysterectomy, before I was scheduled for the hysterectomy, I would not have gone through with the hysterectomy. The problem is that we spend so much time getting our credit report, and nobody advertises, nobody raise awareness about medical reports.
But let's go back here now. You say that you had a hysterectomy.
A complete
hysterectomy.
Yes.
Okay. And of course you're married and you had expected to have children.
Yes.
So this was a very tragic circumstance to find out that you had it now. And then how did you find out you didn't have to have it?
Well, see, the thing about it was, it's right here. I was scheduled for a hysterectomy. Then I changed my mind because I found out that my insurance company would pay for in vitro. So, but what I did not do, the doctor, the OBGYN that was going to perform the hysterectomy, he said, oh, you don't have to go to the in vitro center. The doctor comes here. So me, I'm thinking this doctor really cares about me. The doctor came to me. The in vitro doctor came to me. But basically, when it was all over with, when I received my records, I realized that the in vitro doctor basically had already recommended me a hysterectomy before I went through the procedure of doing the in vitro fertilization. And my husband's semen sample that they said that they retrieved on a certain date, we wasn't even present the day that they retrieved his semen.
Now, when you obtained your medical records, I understand that you saw errors in the record.
Yes.
Tell us about those.
Well, first of all, I'm 49 years old now. I had the hysterectomy in 1999, and the OB and the in vitro center said that I was 49 years old then. And I'm 49 years old now. No date of birth on my record to say, well, you know what? This woman is not 49 years old. Had me at 49 years old, recommended me for hysterectomy at 49 years old, and stated due to my age.
And you know what's so important about this is that research shows that from 45,000 to 98,000 people die in hospitals each year as the result of medical records, and this makes this the 8th leading cause of death in the country. More deaths from this than motor vehicle accidents, breast cancer, or AIDS. So this is important to understand that, you know, our health system is sick.
It is.
And it's getting sicker, and it's killing some of us. Now, Dr. Baruch, I've heard you on the Michael Bazin show talking about unnecessary surgeries. I happen to understand that they say from 65% of hysterectomies are unnecessary. Could you explain how do we get into this? Well, what is driving this issue of unnecessary surgery?
That's real easy. It's economy. It's called money. Exactly. Those doctors want to make more and more money, and they don't make as much money just telling people to eat healthy and exercise and do things that would maintain the body health. So it's again this big push to make more and more money with medical malpractice insurance being so expensive, and with everybody fighting for how much time they're supposed to spend with their clients and how much money they're going to get paid per client based on HMOs and all these again insurance regulations. It's just a fight to try to squeeze out as much money as you can. So there are doctors that are very successful, and you find that the doctors that are more successful are those that tend to engage or offer to their clientele, their customers, more of the expensive offerings, the high expensive drugs, also the expensive procedures that are going on. And again, it's not just in the area of hysterectomies, but across the board, there are many surgeries that are not necessary. And we're talking about billions and billions of dollars that are being generated off of unnecessary surgeries. It's going to be hard to turn those people back from doing what we know to be right.
Not only that, an ophthalmologist